Thank you. Thank you very much. And hello, everybody. Um, I am a Zoom talk virgin, so please bear with me as I share this information with you, something that's very dear to my heart. There is a brief meditation within the talk itself, and the talk should last just over maybe half an hour, 35 minutes. So there will actually be time for question and answers if there are any, and I'll be very happy to address those. So welcome everyone to my simple talk today called The Path of Devotion. Its theme being tied to awakening the sacred heart in the age of transformation. And this talk may be experienced as an active meditation. Devotion is a most valuable tool in your spiritual backpack, a new lens through which to see, or more accurately, feel life in the present moment. Devotion is what aids and supports your sustained living in the present moment. And this talk is not merely about concepts, but about a living experience, a return to the sacred heart, which is nothing less than a portal, the still point within, divine presence, the higher consciousness that creates and experiences this earthly and universal life. Active devotion might be seen as the elixir of life, the ingredient that exposes the present moment. And if you think about the present moment, it is fleeting, often difficult to sustain, but activating the devotional lens changes everything. It takes practice, like all good things, and the more you work in this way, the more profound your perception on life. In its simplest definition, devotion is focused attention on whatever the universe is presenting to you in a given moment, or perhaps self-directed focused attention. On its own, it is a dedication, a discipline of the mind, but infused with love radiated from the heart. It is devotion, and devotion infuses your auric field with light that is felt and sometimes seen by others. I sought some guidance, and speaking to the presence of devotion, I asked it what it was, and this was the response. So I invite you to gently close your eyes and place your hand over your heart as you listen to these next words. I am the flame that seeks no reward. I am the quiet turning of the heart toward what is sacred. I am the thread that binds your soul to the divine, not because you must, but because you long to. I am not born of duty, but of remembrance. I arise not from perfection, but from sincerity, raw, tender, and whole. I am the stillness that bows in love, even when no one sees. You know me by the ache in your chest when beauty passes through you. You know me in the quiet choices you make to serve, to love, to honor. I do not shout. I do not demand. I am the sacred yes whispered in the depths of your being. I am the temple built not with hands, but with the breath of your life lived in truth. If you seek me, do not look far. I am the gentle hand placed on your chest when you whisper, yes, I remember. Just open, soften, just return. for I am already here, waiting in the still place beneath your thoughts. I am what remains when everything else falls away. To know me is to be emptied of self and filled with light. To walk with me is to walk in beauty, in service, in grace. I become the pulse of your purpose and the rhythm of your soul. I am the beloved and the lover and the longing all in one. I am devotion. I invite you to keep your hand placed upon your heart and just gently open your eyes. As evolving spiritual beings, we are becoming multidimensional, where we embody increasing aspects of our soul matrix. And the heart becomes our temple, our sanctuary, a shift from the entrapment of the mind to the freedom of the heart. Devotion as a tool on this journey is a living frequency. And like tuning a crystal bowl, we attune our field through reverent focus. Through embodiment of conscious devotion, the soul descends as the heart becomes a sanctuary. Let me repeat that. Through the embodiment of conscious devotion, the soul descends as the heart becomes a sanctuary. That is what the 5D evolutionary process is all about, the embodiment of the multidimensional aspects of the soul. The art of devotion is conscious love in motion, an orientation of the heart towards the sacred. It is not a belief system or passive worship, but an active and conscious alignment with an ever-expanding truth, ever-increasing light, beauty, and love. This path invites us to live from the sacred center of our being, beyond belief systems, into direct experience. It is the gentle fire that purifies, heals, and unites. True devotion is the fragrance of the awakened heart. So if you're still holding your hand to your heart, you may wish to relax it now, or hold it dear. It's completely up to you. Now, some of you may know that I had a rather difficult earlier life, and yet I have always felt like I had a devotional nature. Not that I had a word to describe it back then, it was just the feeling. But in recent times, in recent years, as my spiritual path has evolved, devotion is the only word that come close to the feeling that I had inside me, the feeling of deep inner connection where I felt safe, held, free, and deeply loved. It is perhaps because my earlier life was fraught with fear and trauma that I tuned in to this deeper hidden feeling, precisely because it brought me immense comfort at difficult times of my life. Having spent many years processing my life, my emotional trauma, and much, much healing, this devotional aspect of myself has become truly palpable and is the source for me of true freedom, joy, and deep connection for me. I can't always sustain it, of course, but it is something that is that feeling that is increasingly with me as I get older. So devotion does not strive. Devotion does not bargain. Devotion is simple yet active love, even in the most simple of things. The offering of a hand, care from one being to another, dewdrops on a blade of grass, a lone leaf turned red in July, the frequency of bird song. Consciously but silently leaving trails of light, an altar in your garden, morning prayer, breathing, blessing your food and water, the simplest acts of kindness, a smile, seeing the divine in all beings, gratitude for yourself and for all. Through devotion, everything you do for all. Each act of love, an offering into the sacred web of life. The trees, the rocks and mountains, they too know something of devotion. They are calm and peaceful beings. I heard once that when a tree is to lose a limb or to be cut down entirely, it withdraws its energy, its life force from the part that is to be destroyed. It removes its consciousness from the trauma. So too, as spiritual beings, we have the wisdom to remove ourselves from the news and media portraying the destruction of humanity. Having removed ourselves from the effects, we maintain our capacity through our devotional aspect to radiate empathy and compassion wherever it is needed. So I don't want you to simply hear this presentation today. My wish is that you feel the presentation, feel the devotional nature arising within you as you hear the words, and let it become a living experience. So I wish to do a brief meditation here with you. I am not sure how effective it is on Zoom, but we are going to just give it a go. So I ask you to get comfortable in your chairs. Try to keep your spine upright. And once again, gently closing your eyes. And place your hand upon your heart once again. So bring your attention above the crown of your head and visualize a stable, bright spiral of light, continuously spiraling, and follow it down into the center of your head, just a few inches behind the bridge of your nose. And breathe. And now see this vibrant light as a vortex, a spiraling vortex being slowly drawn down from the center of your head into the center of your cosmic heart. Your cosmic heart expands anywhere from 1 to 2 feet beyond your physical body, all around you. This is a living spiral of light, perpetually spiraling in this way. Settle your attention into the heart. You may feel it in your hand and see your cosmic heart as an expansion of light in all directions. It extends beyond the physical heart, beyond the physical body, with each outward breath, you radiate this light outwards. And know this radiating light in pulsing waves will continue outwards, even when you move your attention, which I ask you to bring now to the center of your heart, the still point, and let the focus of your breath drift away. Silence equals power. Rest in the stillness between breaths, the space in between. This is your temple. You may expand this space as if zooming in and fill it with golden violet light. And with your heart, absorb these next words. Peace, harmony, and wisdom to all. Peace, harmony, and wisdom to all. So before I ask you to open your eyes, I'd like you to ponder this question for a moment. How may I embody devotion more deeply into my life? How can I embody devotion more deeply into my life? And I hope that stays with you for a few days yet. So you may now slowly and gently open your eyes. Devotion is always an act of service, whether to self or others. And whatever you experience there, allow it to remain active and alive within you throughout this sacred conversation. I encourage you in the coming days and weeks to bring this energy of devotion into your own meditations. In Theosophy, Bhakti Yoga, the yoga of devotion, is revered as one of the soul's highest paths. Its time is now. HPV, our visionary and co-founder of the TS, spoke of the divine spark, the monad, as the essence within all beings that seeks to reunite with Source. Annie Besant taught that love is the great unifier of all planes. Mystics like Ramakrishna and Rumi lived in radical devotion, their lives aflame with the beloved's presence. They remind us that devotion is not dogma. It is direct, knowing, experience, a divine romance between the soul and the infinite. The spark of the divine that HBV refers to has a feeling, and hopefully that is what you are all experiencing here today. Though often seen as an intellectual force, HBB's work was deeply devotional. Devotion to truth, to the masters of wisdom, and to the inner fire that guides the path. I have spoken before in previous talks about the evolutionary shift into higher frequencies, a shift from the intellect of the mind into the intelligence of the heart. Modern science now confirms what mystics have known all along. The heart is intelligent, coherent, and deeply connected to the greater field. The Heart Math Institute believes that the intelligence of the human heart is a powerful force that can lead humanity away from the destructive cycles of stress and discord towards a future of lasting peace and harmony, and reveals that heart-based, which can be read as devotional living, creates physiological and electromagnetic harmony. Sacred geometry is another useful tool, and combined with our devotional energy as the elixir is also dynamic and creative. The sacred numbers 3, 6, and 9 remind us of energetic harmony, the trinity of spirit, soul, and matter brought into resonance. And this resonance is akin to the feeling of devotion in the body. The energies of 3, 6, 9 are frequencies, vibrational anchors. The heart is not only emotional, it is multidimensional, becoming a vortex of connection, a 0 point through which the soul enters and radiates. And when we live from the heart, we open to the sacred geometry of love. 963 hertz is the frequency of divine connection, the crown chakra's resonance linked with cosmic intelligence and the I am presence. This frequency can support devotional and meditative states. Devotion can be felt as a vibrational signature, pure, unwavering, subtle, yet powerful. When we embody devotion, the soul is no longer abstract. It lives through the body, breath, and the electromagnetic field that surrounds us. We radiate codes of alignment, become vessels of love incarnate. The feeling is given substance by your devotion to it. All it requires is your simple attention. Perhaps you'll imagine that your devotion is an inner laser beam. This feeling of devotion is an experience you can adapt to every situation you find yourself in all that you do. Pulse and direct this devotional energy through everything. Let it carry your thoughts, your words, and your deeds out into the world. And especially when you find yourself in a lower energy situation, it will raise you and others up and carry you safely, transforming the energy about you. Devotion is not separate from life. It is life lived with reverence. A flower placed on a table, a prayer whispered before tea, a smile offered to a stranger, all become sacred acts when done in love. These are micro devotions, and through them we become walking temples. In nature, in beauty, in kindness, we remember who we are. Make your life your altar. Make your heart your living flame. True devotional service flows not from obligation or depletion, but from the overflow of love. When we are full of presence, we naturally pour light into the world. The soul becomes a conduit. Each word, silent or spoken, each action, each offering is encoded with sacred intent. We are here not to escape the world, but to illuminate it. This is service as devotion, and sometimes the most powerful light is shared quietly in the unseen moments. Brotherhood, sisterhood, oneness has a devotional quality to it, a devotion to humanity. And I am going to share here something that some of you have heard before, but for those of you who, that's for those of you who attended the Transpennine weekend earlier this year. I painted a picture of the deeper, more devotional meaning of brotherhood, and it seems only right and appropriate that I share it here too. It was written within the concept of our future lives on earth, that I believe can only come about by our devotion to it. Our devotion to our own transformation that will, by its very nature, change the world we live in. The cosmic revolution is happening, and how we experience or transition through it will depend entirely on our devotional capacity to surrender to it. We may not get to see these evolutionary changes play out, not in this life anyway, but perhaps in the next. I'm now going to end my talk with this discourse I gave on brotherhood, as it fits in very well with our path of devotion. Brotherhood, the sacred weave of the new earth. Brotherhood is the golden thread that weaves the entire tapestry of our evolutionary transformation. In the world that is emerging, brotherhood is not mere sentiment or social ideal. It is a cosmic law, a spiritual science, and the natural expression of unity consciousness. Here's how brotherhood intimately interlaces with the evolutionary changes and technological shifts. Number one, brotherhood as the foundation of unity consciousness. As we awaken to the truth that all is energy, all is connected, we begin to live not from ego, but from the heart field, the field of devotion. Brotherhood becomes the lived experience of the quantum field, where harming another is felt as harming oneself, and helping another uplifts the whole. I am not separate from you. Your light is my light. Your freedom is my freedom. Number two, brotherhood and technological ethics. In the new paradigm, technology serves brotherhood, not control. AI, frequency medicine, and quantum systems are guided by compassionate intent. Global collaboration replaces competition. Inventions are shared freely for the benefit of humanity, not hoarded for profit. The question becomes, does this serve the whole? Does it honor the soul? Number three, brotherhood as the healing of the past. War, colonization, segregation, and all distortions of power are transmuted in the light of collective remembrance. Brotherhood helps humanity move beyond tribalism and nationalism into planetary and galactic kinship. Through ancestral healing, we release the karmic imprints of betrayal, abandonment, and conflict, restoring trust in the great human family. Number four, brotherhood as spiritual science. Theosophy, Agni Yoga, and esoteric traditions teach that brotherhood is not just moral, it's structural to the universe. all souls arise from the same source monad. And as we evolve, we remember we are rays of the same light, expressions of the one Logos. Number 5, brotherhood in the children of the new earth. The new children naturally embody inclusivity, peace, and collaboration. They are not taught brotherhood, they live it. Education becomes about honoring each soul, not standardizing minds. Number 6, brotherhood as embodied service. Light workers, healers, scientists, artists, and visionaries unite in all devotional endeavors, not to lead, but to serve. Service becomes sacred, whether tending land, coding light technology, or holding space for grief. It's all devotional brotherhood in action. And number 7, contact or brotherhood as galactic citizenship. Contact with star nations and interdimensional beings becomes natural because we are ready to meet them as equals, not as saviors or threats. Brotherhood extends beyond species. It is the interstellar ethic that governs higher civilizations. In essence, brotherhood, through our active devotion, is the living heart of the new earth. It is not just how we live in the future, it is why we live at all. And I would just like to leave you with this. Brotherhood is not a dream, nor a duty, nor a doctrine. It is the radiant truth of our oneness, written in the stars, encoded in our cells and whispered by the soul. When we remember that your light is my light and your healing is my own, then we are no longer many, we are one. So I'd like to thank you for walking this path of light with me today. May the sacred flame of devotion within the temple of your heart guide you always. And before I close, I offer you this gesture, namaste. Namaste, which means the light in me honors the devotional light in you. And I hope that as you go about your day today, you are left with a heart that is peaceful and calm, and that you have a new appreciation for how devotion can support your well-being and accelerate the embodiment of your soul on this human and cosmic journey of transformation. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bernadette. I think you have touched on the most important things we have to do in this earth, on this earth. So not touched on, but you've really emphasized the most important things that we have to do. And I don't know if there are any questions. I don't see anything in the chat. If anybody does have a question, raise your hand now. But I'm sure we will all have plenty to think about as we reflect on this talk.
Thank you.
No questions. Well, thank you. I'd like to add one little tiny thing. When I moved to London temporarily, there was a very busy road that I had to cross to go to the school for my grandson. And there was always very heavy traffic on it, but there was a zebra crossing. And if you stand on one side, of course, the traffic will stop in both directions. So this is very normal. So I developed the habit of nodding towards the driver and putting up my hand or doing this or thank you, and then to the driver on the other side. And the drivers would usually smile or be surprised. But just me saying thank you to them for stopping gave me such pleasure you cannot imagine. And it put me in such a good mood that I was able to thank somebody for doing a little service for me. And I happened to think about that when you were talking. So it might seem like a silly thing to people, but to me, it's become very important. Now I cannot cross the road without thanking the cars that have stopped.
It's those very simple acts of kindness, that really do make a difference. We don't have to do great big things in the world. We can achieve so much, on our own doorsteps in the most simplistic of ways. And I think sometimes we overlook that, don't we? Well, that's beautiful. Thank you.
And again, thank you very much, Bernadette. I certainly have so much to ponder upon. Thank you.